Hello, it's another beautiful day. You're welcome to Frontline TV, and as usual, we're going to be taking a look at the newspaper headlines. Today, we're going to start with This Day. This Day newspaper has a leading story as Adamawa's Fintry set to join APC, making 30 states. Grand reception for Kano governor. That's today. So there you have it, very boldly written in front of This Day newspaper. Adamawa's Fintry is set to join the APC and also welcome Mr. President to the land of beauty. The one-day walking visit of the president to Adamawa State, where he will be commissioning some landmark achievements and projects. So that's the only bold leading story in front of This Day newspaper. Now we're going to move over to the blueprint. The blueprint, leading story, INEC consults over Ramadan overlap. National Assembly holds emergency session on Tuesday. We are sensitive to all legitimate concerns, says the Commission. And also there's another caption down there that says, again, Kano Singa market raised, 7 killed, 5 billion naira property destroyed. Tinubu orders probe, Governor Yusuf visits site. And also, there's this other story by the other side of it that says terrorism, US delivers military supplies to Nigeria. And you'll get more of the stories when you get a copy of the Blueprint newspaper. And then next is the Vanguard newspaper. The leading story from the Vanguard newspaper says, reps under pressure to abandon compulsory e-transmission of results. The top part of it says, we communicate movement of terrorists to security agencies, but there's a but there. Then the down part of it says, there's a leading story there too, that's talking about El-Rufai, Ribadu, Bika over alleged importation of poisonous substance. And also daily petrol imports declined by 42.2% to 28.8 million liters. Federal government spends 26 billion naira on moribund Ajakuta Steel Company. And then 2027, Peter Obi formally declares for ADC, vows to defy ballot rigging. Back to the issue of the Electoral Act harmonization, empirical data guided their decision, that's talking about the Senate, insists real-time electronic transmission of election results not practicable now, while most National Assembly members may lose seats in 2027. The newspaper headlines is coming to you from Frontline TV, and don't forget you can pick up a copy so that you can get the full gist of any story that is of interest to you. We're going to continue on with the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper, the leading story, port users pay more as NCS recreates multiple FX regime at 7% margin. And also there's another story that's talking about the mixed reactions trailed reported US troops arrival amid fresh attacks. Kwara governor under fire for campaigning while terrorists raid community. AU summit, Nigeria backs reforms, regional security measures. And also NLC alleges federal government's plan to settle the boys with 3 trillion naira electricity subsidy. Data shows 10-year capital funding gap in health sector. And also Tax Act. Presidency falls Amichi's claim on 25% bank deduction rule. PMS supply hits 63 million liters per day as consumption falls to 60.2 million in January. Afenifere raises alarm over persistent terror attacks and abductions. You can get more of the gist when you get or grab the copy of the Guardian newspaper. We're now moving over to the Punch newspaper, the most widely read newspaper and also known as the newspaper of the year. The leading story from the front of the Punch newspaper is talking about emergency plenary. National Assembly moves to shift presidential poll to February 13th. Senate House recall lawmakers from recess again to review 2026 electoral bill again on Tuesday. And also presidential poll to hold earlier over Ramadan overlap. And then the picture there is showing the market fire, that is, Shetima leads federal government delegation to Kano after devastating market fire. Tinubu's Adamawa visit reignites Fintry's defection rumors, and also talking about insecurity still from the front of the Punch newspaper. Lawmakers split over Indume's support for US troops deployment. Kwankwaso returns from India to strip amid US sanctions threat. Last leading story from the front of the Punch newspaper, ex-INEC chiefs demand real-time results transmission as National Assembly panel meets. Now, the last newspaper that we're going to take a look at the front of it, to sample the headlines, is the Nigerian Tribune. From the front of the Nigerian Tribune, NLC demands new power sector roadmap, calls for national stakeholder summit, says 10 years after privatization, Nigeria still in darkness. And also queries federal government's plan to pay 3 trillion naira to Gencos, reiterates its condemnation for banned dichotomy, insists electricity not a luxury for the rich. And also, economists look home horns over utility of money as INEC proposes 873.78 billion naira election budget. 2027 election timetable, electoral bill top agenda as Senate reps reconvene, and also PDP LP missing as INEC releases Oshun governor candidates details. PDP lawmakers adopt Accord Party endorses Adeleke. And from the top part of the Nigerian Tribune, Nigerian Tax Act 2025 does not impose 25% tax on building materials. Oyedele debunks Amichi's claim. Alleged imported toxic chemicals, Ribado replies El Rufai. That's the much that we're going to take from newspaper headlines today, and it came to you from Frontline TV. Thanks for watching. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.
Welcome, this is Picture Talk, a moment for us to slow down, look closely, and have real conversation about life. Everything around us is moving so fast. We scroll, we rush, we move on. But it's different with pictures. Pictures, they make us pause. They invite us to feel, to reflect, and sometimes face truths we don't always talk about. Today we'll be looking at few images, not just to describe what we see, but to talk about what they stir within us. You don't have to agree with everything I'm saying. You don't need a perfect answer. You just need to be present and let the picture speak to you in their own way. Let's begin with the first picture. At first glance, we see one person. They are alone, there's space around them, and immediately our minds start creating stories. We think lonely, strong, and peaceful. But the truth is, we don't really know what this picture opens up. Is a conversation about the individual experience. Because no matter how many people surround us, life is something we experience personally. Our thoughts, our fears, our dreams, our doubts, they live inside us. Look at the person's posture. Are they standing still? Are they moving? Are they facing something or walking away from it? That details reminds me that life has seasons. There are moments when we pause and moments when we move forward. Even when we are unsure, this image asks a simple but powerful question. When was the last time you truly sat with yourself? No distraction, no performance, just honesty. Sometimes growth begins in moments that look like solitude. This next picture, this one feels heavier. There's effort here, movement, maybe even exhaustion. This picture represents struggle, something every single person understands. Even if our struggles look different, some struggles are visible. You see them in tired eyes, busy hands, long days. Others are invisible. Emotional battles, financial pressure, self-doubt, grief. Take a moment to really look at this image. Notice the body language, the environment, the tension. What stands out to me is this: life often asks strength from us before we feel ready to give it. Many people wake up every day carrying more than anyone realizes. This picture, this picture forces us to ask ourselves, how often do we judge people without knowing what they are carrying? It also reminds us that resilience is usually quiet. It doesn't announce itself, it just shows up again and again. Let's look at this third picture. After struggle, we need connection. This next image brings people together. Notice the interaction, a look, a touch, a shared moment. What's powerful here isn't perfection, it's presence. Life feels lighter when it's shared. Sometimes it's the smallest things, a smile, a kind word, a helping hand that change someone's entire day. This picture reminds us that we weren't meant to do life alone, but connection takes effort. It takes us to listen, to be patient, to show up, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. So this image asks us, who are you truly connected to and how deeply? Because real connection isn't about being close, it's about being understood. Let's end this visual journey with one final image. There's something open about it, something unfinished. It doesn't tell us exactly what comes next, and that's what makes it powerful. Life is full of uncertainty, but it's also full of possibility. Hope doesn't mean everything will be easy. It means we believe tomorrow can be different from today. No matter where you are right now, no matter what you are carrying, there's always a next step. As we close today's picture talk, I want to leave you with these thoughts. Pictures don't just capture moments, they reflect truths about who we are, about how we live, and about how we treat each other. The real power of image isn't just in what we are looking at, it is what they help us see within ourselves. I hope today encourage you to pause, to reflect, and maybe ask yourself a few honest questions. Until next time, keep looking closely because life is speaking if we are willing to listen.